Everyone, welcome back to another reaction. Episode 6. Very political. I enjoyed it. As to say who I'm choosing between the Greens and the Blacks, I'm not sure yet. Because on both sides I'm seeing both of them believing that they're right. I could see the hurt and in Rhaenyra that she really wants to try to overcome like all of the family bacchanal. But you could see Alicent, like she's still so hurt over that one lie where Rhaenyra told her she wasn't with anyone, and then Sir Criston come and bust him out. But I'm really feeling it for Viserys. But anyway, so this is the inside the episode. I thought this, as I said in the last video for episode 5, this is good information. So if you're not watching this, just go on and check it out. It's usually less than 10 minutes. But let's see what the directors and the showrunners had to say about it.
Oh boy, I've just heard.
In 6, we have the time jump and the changeover of actors, and it felt like a second pilot.
Princess, the Queen has requested that the child be brought to her immediately.
Episode 6 was one of the big leaps for us because you're not only jumping forward 10 years in time, but you're recasting. You're recasting the show midway through.
Do keep trying, Selena.
Not only
Sooner or
to play
later
out
you get
the
one who
child,
looks like you.
but to show her how much of a boss she really is.
I have to believe that in the end, honor and decency will prevail.
After having his heart broken, Kristen Cole has found a new
Easy one who was lovesick.
muse in Alicent.
His loyalties have shifted completely because Alicent's the one who pulled him out at the moment at which he was at his lowest, and now he's sworn his vows to her.
She tells him we must do what's right and remain on the side of righteousness. He takes that as a reason and an excuse to expose as much as possible Rhaenyra's wrongdoings, and Kristen Cole cannot help himself.
Your interest in the Princeling's training is quite unusual, Commander. Most men would only have that kind of devotion toward a cousin.
Harwin.
Or a brother.
Harwin strong stood up. So that
Or
was
a
a
son.
decent scene. Like you can tell that the man genuinely cares about his children.
Kristen Cole was not there to
Kristen
fight back.
Goldface
Kristen
almost ended up,
Cole's
like, putting, like,
rationale
really
is,
good
if
man
I
in the,
can goad this guy into a
at the green
fight,
wedding.
it proves the point.
Lord as a match.
You have laid us open to accusations of an uglier treachery.
This has been percolating for a long time, the pressure that Rhaenyra is under, and it seems that finally she has reached a point where the lie is too much to bear.
People have eyes, boy.
She's living multiple lies at once, believing she's getting away with it, and ultimately
You know
no
what?
one's buying
I really
it.
enjoyed her performance though. Like the new Rhaenyra, Emma D'Arcy.
When Viserys names her heir, that comes with an understanding that she'll have to change. But that piece of information is never received, and so behaviours that she had previously are suddenly met completely differently.
Alicent has a Cersei vibe though, eh?
Wait.
I did not expect this scene.
My
I
son
did not
Jacaerys will
expect this
inherit
of
the
her.
Iron Throne after me. I propose we betroth him to your daughter, Helena.
To
Let them
me,
rule together.
She took
There's a
the,
sort of
the
territory
high
war
road
going on over
by
her
making this
father.
offer.
There's a desire to be on the inside of the family, that she can't quite budge.
A most judicious proposition.
This fear of ill
And also, I
feeling
think
being
that
fed to her father by Alicent is so present.
Not only that, I
it
think
sits
she
on her.
feels
And it's
bad
the thing that currently ties her to
knowing
King's
that the three
Landing and stops her
children,
being able to
you know,
leave.
none of them are going to carry on like the Targaryen name. She know it has some back.
Daemon tried to
some
remove
back
himself
and
from
come out.
Westerosi politics and go live across the sea in a place where it can't affect him and twist him the way that it always did when he was at home.
A toast to Aegon the Conqueror.
He's living a sort of luxurious life and doing whatever he wants, really.
But I'm glad that he has
We
the
sort
long
of
hair again.
visualized
Wasn't too
that
much to
sequence
feel
as
in the
being
show
a
today.
short film that would stand on its own. That's a marriage slowly unraveling in the middle of nowhere.
Do you never long for home?
No.
I don't believe
but
you.
Daemon
Believe what you
he
please.
comes across as a
We've
good
already had
family
one
man,
person
though,
die sort of
like a
in
good
their
dad
childbirth
to the
bed,
two
and I
girls,
just felt like
and he seems
Lena
like a good
doesn't go
husband
that
to,
way. She's gonna go
I
out
think
like a
it's Lena,
warrior.
isn't it?
She's unwilling to go the same way that Emma did. And the irony there is that Daemon is faced with the same decision that Viserys was in the pilot, and Daemon made a joke of it.
Vhagar! Dracarys! Dracarys!
Lena!
Yo,
She's a dragon rider. She wants to die a dragon rider's death.
I would have liked to spend more time with Damon and his wife before we
Episode
got to that
6
scene,
brings
so that it
into
could be a little more
focus
impactful,
one of our
but,
villains, and that's
you know,
Maris.
it was still powerful in its own way.
The Queen makes a wish. What servant of the realm would not strive to fulfill it?
Yo, Littlefinger.
He's one of the only people who
combination.
listens to her properly, and I think he feels he's the only one who sees her truly. Your father was a good man.
He's a player, and he's looking into the future and seeing what she is going to be. And he sort of placed his chips, and then we'll wait for that to come home for him.
You cannot say your father would be impartial in this matter.
No, but he would be partial to me.
When she says, I wish my father were here, a normal person would say, oh, I'm so sorry for you, why don't you write him a letter? Laris hears, go out and kill my father and my brother so that the king doesn't have a hand so you can bring your father back.
By claiming that he did it as a favor to her, he catches Alicent in a net, so he gets a much bigger prize in that than just becoming the Lord of Harrenhal. We had 2 deaths by fire in the episode. At the end of the day, both Daemon and Rhaenyra lose the person who had shored them up and given them the ability to maintain the life that they had been living.
We're leaving.
The dragon's still there?
I should have left years ago.
Now this is adult Rhaenyra. She's no longer the impetuous teenager. She's much more thoughtful and calculating in the way that she approaches things.
In the end, episode 6 is the beginning of the shift where the story starts to become about the children. It's not just Viserys and Daemon and Rhaenyra and Alicent. It's also this new group of kids. It's Aemond and Aegon and Jace and Luke. It's multi-generational.
It is a story about family and about parents and children, and so one of the themes that we are exploring is family beefs getting passed on to our children and things that we do for our children that we maybe shouldn't.
Those are the children that are going to essentially fight in this coming war together. There's a whole bunch of unsaid, unspoken drama within these families, and Viserys' deeply seated internal family problems come to boil over later on in the series.
You may do as you wish, husband.
Alicent's kids and Rhaenyra's
When I am cold in my grave.
Alicent.
Viserys had a real Alicent boy, a real lover. And that's it. So my quick thoughts coming out of it. Well, obviously we've seen Viserys missing an arm. So this is my quick thoughts on episode 6. Viserys is missing an arm straight up from the first scene. They didn't shy away from it. They kept him. They kept that armless side in the camera view. But the thing is, he isn't moving as sickly as in episode 5, which is cool. So whatever the maesters are giving him, it's helping. So the big thing for me coming out of episode 6 is I can't choose if I'm on Alicent's side, because Alicent, she sees that the children are bastards. We know that. But coming down to the end of it, when Larys, when he sent people to kill his father and brother, you could tell the look in her face, like she wants to get her children on the throne, but not to that extent. Like, she doesn't want to go around killing people, and now she realizes the mistake she made in trusting Larys, and now she owes him. So, but I have no clue what his end game is. Rhaenyra on the next hand, the Blacks. Same thing with her. Like, I get the same vibe. Like, she's trying to protect her children. She wants to do what's best for her. But at the same time, she knows she has to show face, basically, because she needs to keep strong to her husband, who is I forgot his name, Corlys's son, who she got married to. So, but at the same time, you know, there's some level of deceit. Now, I will give Rhaenyra points for making that offer to wed her son and Alicent's daughter. To me, that was bold, and offering Aemon the egg of his choice. So I thought I was decent. I have a real feeling for Viserys, though. He knows, he understands everything that's happening, but he has to play stupid. So, so he going down that yard, like, yo, the man even get him a story about some stallion and Alice embrace him. You say, you see that horse impregnate that horse? No? Well, then you don't know. So I thought that was decent. So I'm still torn in between. I understand the villain of this episode has to be Laris, because I could see the look on Allison's face that she really didn't want to go down that road. But all in all, episode 6, a decent episode, very political, a lot of things happening in it that I did not expect. I try not to give too much spoilers about like real in-depth details, but episode 6, the showrunners tend to say some things, and I tend to have my own theories and my own way of seeing it. But yeah, so that's it for episode 6. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, what you thought about episode 6, if you would have gone on that same road as Laris did, and as Allison is now aligned to such a person. What do you think about Howard Strong standing up for his children? And what do you think about Damon being such a good parental figure? I did not expect that. That's probably the most surprising scene in the entire episode. Well, the most pleasantly surprising scene. There is another scene with that Damon family that I think if they played it out a little longer, or if they started episode 7 with that scene, maybe it would have hit a little harder, so that we could have actually spent a little week getting to know that family mentally. Anyway, leave me down in the comments, what did you think about episode 6, and are you as excited for episode 7? Because I definitely am, because the trailer reaction that I just filmed, episode 7 looks like fire, no pun intended. I'll catch you in another reaction.